Russian forces are attacking along Ukraine's eastern front as part of a full-scale ground offensive.
Ukrainian officials call it a new phase of the war to take full control of the Donbas region. Ukrainian forces have been fighting Moscow-backed separatists for 8 years in the mostly Russian-speaking region. The Russian military is also continuing its blockade and shelling of Mariupol, a strategic port city.
Correspondent Sergius Almos is live now in Kyiv, Ukraine, with the latest on the situation. So as we just mentioned, the Battle of Donbas is underway now. So why do U.S. officials believe that this is just a start of an even larger offensive, and what will be the target of that larger offensive?
Thank you, Alex. Yes, I'm here in Kyiv, Ukraine, the capital, where Russian forces have left this area in what was thought to be the first phase of the war. They tried to capture the capital quickly. They couldn't, got bogged down, and withdrew from this area. Now we're seeing what is considered the second phase of the war, a large-scale offensive, as the Ukrainian president Zelensky calls it, in the Donbas region, a 300-mile wide front to take over that area. And we're also seeing heavy shelling and artillery strikes overnight. Russian defense officials say that overnight they struck 1,280 targets with missiles and artillery overnight.
Curious, since you are in Kyiv, is it relatively quiet there now? Have Russian forces completely withdrawn?
They have withdrawn, and I've been up in Cherniv region and up in Bucha and Irpin, sites with former occupation, to see what civilians went through when they were being occupied. But, you know, Jay, what we've been seeing the last 72 hours have been missile strikes against relatively thought of as safe now cities like Kyiv, like Lviv yesterday in the western part of the country, where 7 people were killed in 4 missile strikes there. And so the Russian offensive in the eastern part of the country is taking place in heavy fighting there. However, they continue to launch large range missiles at cities like Kyiv, Lviv, and others that are thought to be finished with the war.
Now, a huge part of this conversation, Sergio, is, you know, the people there, the Ukrainians there, who are really taking it upon themselves to fight back, which is something that we've seen from the very beginning. But we've also seen that officials have confirmed civilians are among those holed up in a steel plant in Mariupol. So what is the latest on the siege there, and how are their forces?
Russian armed forces gave the fighters of Mariupol, the last defenders there, ultimatum to surrender. Those soldiers defied them and said that they would stay and fight till the end. And now Ukrainian officials say that no fewer than 1,000 civilians are holed up in a steel factory in the last vestige of the fight there in Mariupol, along with Ukrainian fighters. Mariupol has been under heavy bombardment. Almost the entire city has been laid to waste by Russian forces. However, those Ukrainian fighters have not given up and continue to hold their part of the city.